My name is Claude Marco. Most of the company know me because I'm also in the media industry. The reason why we're having this first is because we want to give you a glimpse into what comes out of Gratitude concept and photo exhibition that is happening at Africa. So the guy is going to give you a glimpse into what this whole concept is all about, but then you go on and get to the process from you guys. So thank you so much.
Born in Bainashe Ashley. I was born in 1983, and I started music when I was grade 1. Vacation bands, Yumba Manskatek, and my first instrument was a tambourine. Fortunately, I couldn't make it because I was left-handed, and the teacher always wanted us to play with the right hand, but then from 4 to 7 I played traditional dance, so I can dance Bakumba, Shangara, Chokoto, Dine, Mshongoyo, Ishinyambera. I was also in the school choir, so I can sing in the school choir since grade 7 till the Pizza O level. I studied music as a practical subject in school. Fortunately, I went to Zegeza High School, and we were the first class to study music as a lesson. So I was very fortunate enough that it so happened that in 1997 we started music at Zegeza High School, and we were the first class. So I was also a very outdoor person, which means I did a lot of sports. I played netball, basketball, volleyball. I also played hockey. I was a drama during this I did in my phase of high school. So I'm pretty much of an outdoor person. And after that, I went to Zimbabwe College of Music. But then I went after I had my first daughter, and I decided to continue with my music. So I did musicology, and I was also in the Umoja Cultural Flying Carpet. That's where I met Dr. Oliver for the first time in my life. And because in the Mbira, I started playing Mbira when I was 12, and when I went to high school, of course, Mbira became a thing that I loved so much. So when I met Dr. Oliver, and then that was the beginning of my professional music journey. I worked with Mdara for 3 years, and then I also worked with Tanga Kosaka for reggae. That means I played Takatumbo Tamba Chikobing Najibodo. So it was one of those memorable years. And then after that, I joined the Music Crossroads, which was that's when I was part of that with Mukomba and Bongo Love, which is now based in the States, and a lot of other artists who are on the international scene as Zimbabweans. And then after that, I went to the Daughters of Africa, which was a tour organized by the Music Crossroads. That was in Netherlands for three months. And then after that, that's when I got an opportunity to go and reside in the Netherlands. That was in 2011 up to now. So just a brief of the exhibition. Some people think that I came up, this expressiveness started yesterday, but I've always been that person. If you're a person who follows me, you will see that I had almost the same traditional photography sometime in 2012 or something like that. And back then, solo career because I moved from Black Spirits and to the Netherlands. And yeah, so the whole, the exhibition is something I really wanted to do for a very long time. And it's a passion of mine because I'm a diverse artist. Like you heard, I did a lot of sports, which was for me very difficult to choose. I did a lot. And in the arts, I can sing, dance, play. I'm a writer as well. So yeah, I'm a diverse artist. I do a lot of different things in the arts industry. So this exhibition is going to touch almost all the aspects of art that I do, which includes the performing arts and also the visual. So I hope I didn't leave out anything. And yeah, so I'm so looking forward to this exhibition. It's my first, and I'm nervous, of course, but I'm very confident it's going to be a success because we've worked so hard to be where we are today. And I'm very grateful to the media because they helped me out to be standing out where I am right now. So yeah. I hope now we can put the panel to you guys. I don't know what you're going to ask, but... So.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ivai, for that introduction and talk around your profile and what you've done. Now, I think it's the time for us to get questions from journalists from the media. Feel free to ask anything that you want to ask from Ivai. And around her career and also the exhibition and anything of your interest.
How many kids do you have? Two. And how do we build your career? All you're not afraid to be on the spot like
yeah. My first daughter is 15. That means her first time being on social media was less than a month ago. And she's only on Instagram. I say no Facebook for now. She has a profile. So the first time she saw my pictures, she was not shocked for some reason, I don't know. She was like, wow, you know, I've seen this in our history books. Apparently, the art I'm doing is not something new. It's something that has been done even in the First World War. She came with this picture and she says, Mom, do you realize that the picture you put up for Ethiopian Airline is almost the same as the one I saw in the First World War as a mourning picture? And I was like, I did First World War, but I never saw that. Yeah, I studied history, and I studied First, Second World War, Cold War. I never saw any picture like that. And then she Googled it for me. She said it is a picture that was done by an artist who was portraying and putting across the story of those who died in the First World War. That was already after I had done the one with Ethiopia. That was like, oh my God, I didn't know, you know? And she came and she gave me this picture. And then after that, because she's 15, she follows people like Ariana Grande, and Selena Gomez is a favorite because last year she was the most followed person in the whole world on Instagram. So she was just doing a research on why is she followed that much. And then she saw a picture of Selena Gomez that's almost the same as my picture. And she's like, wow, this is really, really nice. And Mom, you look really good. And because she's white and you are black, the contrast is really great. I'm hearing this from my daughter. So, of course, for me right now, when she looks at it, she's trying to find the story, not to look at just the picture. And my little girl is more artistic than my older daughter. My little girl is even a drawer. She's drawing pictures of her mom that she sees like This is my picture on my phone. She's trying to draw this. You see? And she's 8. So art to kids in Europe, because they are exposed to the international art and the story. It's the same as when people dance ballet, right? They put their leg almost up to here, right? With a little thing like this. Even if you do that in Zim, the only thing people see is just the but in ballet, that is very normal, because they have to sit 180 and put their leg up to here, and sometimes you have to roll it here like this, and you are wearing this little thing. Because if your dress is not going to work. That's the sporty part. Just like you saw the Zimbabwe national team of netball. Should they wear long skirts? Why not? Isn't that immoral? No, because it's netball. They have to wear this little thing so that they can jump up and down and put their leg out like this. So for us to tell stories, we have to give different stories in different emotional ways. You look at me, and sometimes when I give this expression, and then when I give this expression, it looks the same. It's not the same. So my children, they totally understand what I'm doing, and they love it. They say, "Mom, you're very creative." Now they try to do the story.
Before we take the next, I want to introduce Kobe Pastor, who is also part of the lineup and the program. He is the host for the event, and he is also going to be giving the opportunity. Maybe you want to say one word.
No, we're so excited. We can't wait for it. Okay, I know most of you came expecting to be nothing at night, you know. She's dressed up today, but I'm telling you, we need to be there on the day. We're promising fireworks. It's also going to be a night of comedy as well. So we're checking everything. Yes, artistic. It's not gonna be just an exhibition. It's also a night to remember.
Yes. And may you kindly introduce maybe your name and where you're coming from?
Okay, so my name is Jordan from US West, and my question is sort of a two-part question. First one was like, isn't you say when your daughter showed you the book history, the art that was done there was with purpose, it was to commemorate something. What is your art meant to speak about, and what is your exhibition meant to deliver as a message afterwards? What is the impact that it should have on the community after you've done the exhibition, after you posed for a picture? And secondly, it's just, I noticed is it anything cost, right?
Yes, I failed 3 days ago. One of budget. But KFC, there are no enough. Like in a there is a guru that ginger but this is healing, so I think I'm good. Alright. I think you threw in a lot of questions. So
What impact is it going to leave after the exhibition?
oh, that's your thing. Okay. First of all, I want people to understand that as Zimbabweans, most of our language when we speak, we use a lot of proverbs. We don't speak directly most of the time. And to me, that is already art. Could you tell a story without going direct like this? Like what you do. So the whole point is to tell that you can look at the picture and not see nakedness, but see the story behind it. For me, I'm going to be telling the Maizinto story. I went through a lot when I was growing up, and this is going to be just a part of my story. It's not going to be all of it. So the community should understand that for us as artists, it's our duty to tackle things that face the society. But sometimes we don't have to go with the story. So you can tell it in a certain way that people will know exactly what you're talking about, but in a prophetic or in proverbs, so that it becomes very artistic and very expressive. And from my understanding as a Shona, we do that a lot. Sumo, I think every Shona song is a Sumo song that talks about what you're actually saying. So this is how I look at it. When you look at the picture, don't just see the nakedness. I always give this sentence, the story behind the deal going, and we're not talking about Kandilo, in the global camp, you know, but you can explain now what is the those are the ways of art is just, it's more than just what you see. It is the story behind the story.
Thank you. I'm Leo from the newsnow.com. I have two questions. The first one is how rewarding has been you tend to trend a lot, and I'm sure your history,
Yeah.
but how rewarding has been your career currently.
Okay.
And then also you talk of visual presentations at your exhibition. In what form? Will it be pictures? Will it be a striptease? What exactly will be the exhibition?
Okay. How has it been rewarding? I'll tell you, I started with these controversial pictures sometime in February this year, right? February this year. I can tell you now it's July. I've been already in 3 festivals. And in Europe, normally they don't hire people immediately. He can tell you he knows. They don't hire, if you want to be in a festival, you are hired a year before. A year before, which means right now if I want to be in festivals in 2020, I'm booked now. That's how they work. So imagine I've already been in 3 festivals. And all of these festivals, they need me next year with my full band. For those who follow me, Mabana Jiri Zamira and Chimba in front of a very big crowd. And the organizers are so impressed by just the solo and they want the whole thing. So that's what we're planning now, to make sure that next year we go with my band and we show them what Zimbabwean music looks like. So for me, I look at it as rewarding. Already here in Zimbabwe, I'm doing this one, and in 2 weeks' time, we have the Ryout, and we have Shoko Festival. I'm going to be part of it as well. So imagine, this is just 3 things, but for someone who has not done big shows last year, I look at it as from Hapana Komenda, my graph is going up when it comes to work, festivals, when it comes to shows, and just being present when it comes to my career. And the second one you said?
Was the exhibition, how it's going to be like? You said the visual.
The visual, yes. The only thing I can tell you is I'm going to be part of the art. So when people come in and you see the exhibition that we're going to show, I will be part of that. And then we'll talk about that and then we'll come into it.
So can you say your career was split after your
No, my career has always been great. The thing is, I've been always in the background. Like I said, I worked with Oliver Mtukuzi, I worked with Samuel Castando, I worked with a lot of other artists. And then when I moved to Holland, I did, before I even moved to Holland, I did Umoja, Cultural Flying Carpet. I did Music Crossroads together with Mukomba before they even became who they are today. I did Bukapa exposure, I was in the Flame Pamberi project. I did a lot. And then when I moved to Holland, I had to adjust to learning Dutch, learning the culture, putting myself out there, and so for the past few years, I've been building my career and my life in a very step-by-step kind of situation. Because when you move to a different country that speaks a language that you don't understand, the first thing you do is learn the language and learn the society. And now I'm at that point where I understand myself and where I want to go. So you would say it seems coincidental that when I started building my career as a solo, that's when it all happened. It didn't start from the pictures. You saw Apana Kovenda. It was 6 months before I put the pictures. But it's the same concept.
While you have found, can I say, newfound fame, especially you talking about being called to those festivals, Abrupt, right? That's for Europe. But then back home, we've got a society which is more conservative in Zimbabwe. I'm sure you know this. That a lot of people do not want to see naked things. And then you are supposed to be a role model, especially to the young girl. How then do you balance that? That you are supposed to be a role model, at the same time you're putting out pictures which sort of contradicts to what the society requires.
You said a lot of people don't want to see naked pictures. Are you sure? Okay, the norms, yeah, the norms, but a lot of people. This is why our answer then we take it. This is why you find from way back, from 90s, people had this magazine, right? This funny one that I really man with pictures, right? Yeah? Scoop, yeah, the scope. Why don't you go the scope, but regular perspective bed. So a lot of people, just because we grew up in a society, it may be Christian based, we grew up in a society, the religious based, whatever. So you find people don't really show their real art. I've been following Kids My Role Model. I did a skit this in Ayembe, did a short boxer short. My wife was the only person who was tagged with it. But then all the people who follow the skit loved it. So we live in a country where people cannot really show their feelings or express what they want, because maybe so because when we do art and finally no, it's art. After this I'm a character, then I'm a person after being a character.
Okay, so just to add to that, we watch a lot of American movies, and my favorite is a series called Being Mary Jane, whereby no, I'm just being honest. So whereby Gabriella Union, who is married, by the way, happily married, had to make love and kiss almost 15 men in one episode. What do you say about that? Do you say she's immoral?
No. This is now part of the society. I'm talking about the Zimbabwean context.
Okay.
We're coming from a Zimbabwean context where, like kissing 15 men is considered a taboo. And stripping or posting pictures, nude pictures out there is considered taboo. I'm talking about Zimbabwe, not the outside world.
You see, the thing is we make certain things look like they are not Zimbabwean. Culturally, as Zimbabweans, we have a culture where we are not afraid of or being shunned of our own skin. I don't know where it started that we became so unsure about who we are. It's really terrible. My grandmama, actually when I look at my pictures of my 1960s, when I Afro they can't move out. So I want you to clarify to me, what is our culture? What is Zimbabwean culture? What is morality in Zimbabwe? What is immorality? Because most of these things, it's just, most of it is visual. Why is it people are having fun, they decide to go in a bush and enjoy the camera? It's because, you know, at this age, I can't express myself for me to do that. I grew up in a home where my uncle and his wife don't even hold hands. They don't. I grew up not knowing what love is. 20 years, the only action you see them doing, John, that's the only action we see. We don't see the lovey-dovey part. This is what I'm trying to attack here. Being expressive. Feel free to express yourself about how you feel. It's not Kuti, I feel like I want to be naked. But I'm telling you, Kuti, I am comfortable in my own skin. I'm comfortable with being Vimbai Zimutu. I'm comfortable to tell you my story. So, I hope that will be sometimes it's very hard to my topic account, but there's a lot that we do that when I ask myself what is our culture, I fail to answer that question. Because when you ask the person next to you, okay, what is morality then? Is it me wearing skate today, gender change and Friday night I'm a different person? Is that the morality that we have? So, yeah.
Thank you.
You got sex?
Yes, I do.
She grew up in...
I grew up a Catholic.
Catholic.
All my Catholic friends and family, they know me, they follow me. I play Catholic music. If you go on my YouTube channel, I play Catholic music with my beta. And it has a lot of views, of course, and shares. Yeah. And even in the Catholic Church, we play beta sometimes on a certain part of the service. So, yeah, morality has nothing to do with how you look even in church or where you stand.
Sure.
Okay, so the thing is, you have kids, then the ex-husband or the father, how does he feel, with the teachers? Then maybe because of 21 and people of my age want more of your features, those features. And they, you say you do it like in a way which like sending a message. But now this, people of my age want more of that. Will you send, I don't know, post pictures to me without the marriage? They're your fans. How are you going to do that?
I feel like you're asking, if somebody asks me for naked video to the inbox, or if they request, I get a lot of requests.
Yes.
Yeah, I get a lot of those. People say, you told me that I am personal. For that cake,
Yes.
So I get a lot of those. Believe me, and sometimes you get a message from a very popular person. Very popular. And then you don't know how to respond. Very respectable. I can't even share it with any of this because I don't know what to message. And for me, all I want to do is to stay in my Zimbabwe and stay to my story, stay to my art, stay to my narrative. And it's not jeopardized by someone any agenda. You understand what I mean? I get, believe me, when I'm a message and I like,
So there's always going to be a story behind it. Then you ask the
oh my God. Yes, I was for social media. That's the first. I don't
T-shirt is the one with 50
It's good, yeah.
in KG.
Yeah.
Okay, perhaps just a last comment. This is a compliment to great that you put out. It's like what you have put out is something that we like, but we do not express that we like it.
Thank you.
Two is just embracing this just the way I think he said local is also.
Yes,
Designer vari pano ava vasikudavo kuzogara panapa.
So that they see you come.
Ava kuti tiripo.
Jasper is
Okay.
the designer.
Jasper akamira apa uyu. He's my designer. He's the one who designed what I'm wearing right now. So I'm not going to zvatozvigadzira 2 seconds ago achinyatso sota kuti zvipinde panzvimbo. But even on Saturday, all my costumes are designed by him, and they are going to be completely out of this world. Completely. Yeah, I'm highlighter. So yeah, he does everything to the shoes, even to go to the Magona, the Shina. He's the one who makes them. Yeah, and he's very Zimbabwean and very local.
And Simbaji, yes.
Simbaji here is my videographer. So if you want to know the person, I'm a boss. He's my videographer, so he's the one I'm not going to naked, but and then I like to call it nude, not naked, because when you look at there's a big difference.
Anyone else? There's a burning question. By Mr. Simbaji.
The thing is, when you work with professional people, they know the boundaries. I'll give you example with just one day. I'm not 20 decades. I'm not 20 days to make a short. So if tikada kugaya zvokuti ndaona zamuka apana chinoda even on movies or whatever vakagaya kuti imagine vanhu vai vanodanana vanenge vari mumagumbezi vanotobvisa hembe votochimira chibata chiita sorotora engo vanotora kana zuva rese just to take that in. So we need to, I think in Zimbabwe we need to understand that there's going to be 10 people in a room and you've got to be naked at some point. And they have to dress you, paint you, make you look good. Normally my advice would be try to just be you and be original. And secondly, be very open-minded about things that the change of the world. As the world changes, we need to change as well. I think when I look at our society, we haven't changed much. And when you try to change something, everyone is like, nobody really likes something new. In Indonesia, from me being in Zimbabwe, because Zimbabwe is a Dutch. Why? But then because in Dutch, there's a question I always ask myself, why didn't I learn the way? It was wondering, why didn't I learn the way? And then I find myself, it's because one, it's useless and I don't need it as a shona. And the way learn shona because they know they need it for them to be able to interact with the rest of us. But I also feel that it should have been given to me as a choice. But it was never given to me as a choice. So you see, I think with the new stuff, we are that society, and I see that from me as a person. When the guys did something, we find there's something new here. There's something new. Normally what happens is when you come up with a music, everybody has music. Because it's working. We have a supermarket, but We are so creative as a country. We are so creative. We have proverbs. We have a strong culture. We have a blooming culture. We have a oneness. Yakaiba zoti ukati Zimbabwenzi ukati munhu ku Uganda Roma Zimbabwe. Because we defend each other in front of people. That's who we are. We are a good nation, and we have love naturally. And this is we have love within each other naturally. But we are not it's because maybe we shouldn't. Is it to our advantage? But sometimes just learning something new can get you somewhere.
And one important thing I think that she has left out that she aims and thrives to do is to speak for women when it comes to the objectification of the female body.
Yeah.
If you remember a couple of years back, there's one incident that she highlighted in one conversation with her, Pana 4th Street, where a lady was dressed in miniskirt, and it took that incident for society to start changing, because a lot of the times you'd find women that were dressed in a certain way were abused in public space. But it took that incident where police were quick to act, and I think from what the exhibition is all about, she's also trying to tell people, to tell society that the female body is more than sex, it's more than, it's not an object, you know. That's expressiveness that is also coming from her side. So she's speaking about gender-based violence and the abuse of women in public spaces when they desire to dress and express themselves in a certain way. Just wait.
Thank you.
Anyone with another question?
We're now waiting for the